What's up? It's Imperial. Hey. Yeah, start. You're watching. Okay. I don't know. I'm just here right now tonight because there's not much to do. So I thought, why not make something, you know? Because I always had this thing told to me that we should be making things more instead of consuming things. And it just made me think, alright, I don't get it. Which even now I still don't get it, but it kind of makes sense. You make more than you consume, which would fill you up with something. I don't know, but you know. So I want to talk about something. This watch of mine is La Coste watch. It's pretty worn. It's been worn by a couple months by me. Has a small scratch over here, but it's fine. It's really usable. The only gripe I have with this watch is, of course, the lack of numbers or any indicator of the time. But but you get used to guessing the time. You get used to just playing it by feel. And we all have phones nowadays, so watches are more of aesthetic, but it's also very nice to have one for just checking the time, because honestly nowadays we all know how tough it is nowadays. There's some people out there stealing things, stealing our things. Even I've experienced having my phone stolen once, and it was a really expensive phone, the Huawei Mate 50 Pro. It was a really great phone. I loved it. Unfortunately, it was stolen, of course. So, yeah, watches are really nice. Say a good analog watch would be nice. A dress watch too, but you don't have that many situations where you want to use a dress watch. So, a more casual watch like this would be nice. No, I wouldn't recommend this watch specifically. It's $100. It's a pretty hard watch for most people to afford, because $100 for a single watch doesn't even have like time indicators for the time. But yeah, I'd say watches are very useful for a lot of us. I'd say most for anyone watching, go buy a watch, even if it's an analog watch, a digital watch. Go buy a watch, because honestly, watches really elevate an outfit. They really tell a person as well, because by having a watch, it gives others this feeling, this look. When they look at you, it feels refined because you spend the time to fix your outfit a bit, to add accessories. And that's why I like watches. Though I'd say when you're wearing watches, think about your physique as well, because there are some watches that look good with physiques and look bad with some physiques. Like I'd say with my watch, or with just a t-shirt, it doesn't look that good because it really accentuates how thin my arms are. Though I am working on that, it is a problem with this watch. So I have to move it up a bit to, and it looks odd being at the wrist bone area. It's always supposed to be here. So a suggestion I will give for anyone planning on buying a watch is to, of course, think of your physique as well. Consider your physique when buying watches, because watches can really accentuate your physiques in some areas. It can show off your good parts. It can also show off your bad parts. But I'd say, as a man, I don't know much about women though. As a man, if you're gonna have a watch, I suggest having more thicker forearms, something that not like this, maybe something bigger here, like around this big. Basically just something, because it doesn't look as good when your watch is honestly like in here, because of course it just shows off just how thin you are. So with watches, I suggest really like thinking more about your features physically. So there. And also consider what you usually wear on a day-to-day basis. Like, let's say you wear more casual clothing, so you wear more like the typical jacket, like jogging pants, and then like some regular sneakers. I would not suggest a dress watch, because a dress watch is for formal occasions. You wouldn't wear an Oxford to the gym, wouldn't you? Would you? No one does that. You wouldn't wear loafers to a park. You'd wear like sneakers. So look at your outfits now and think, okay, am I casual? Am I really formal? Do I usually go to formal things? Do I because it really does show your perspective on things, on what type of watch you'd wear. It shows your class because if you're able to wear watches that match your environment, it can really show in how others see you, in your perspective, in how you show yourself to others. Because honestly, this watch is just not good for most situations because it's just it's better for me in my case if I wore it with like long sleeves, and there are only a couple times or small opportunities for me to wear clothings with longer sleeves because as we all know in the Philippines it is extremely hot, being a country in the equator. It gets considerably hot, especially in the morning and the afternoon. So longer sleeves are a bit of a no-no, but I still do wear it with shorter sleeves because I do like the accessory, you know. So there. Uh, all in all, buy a watch. Consider your physique. If this watch would complement you, even with your physique, would this watch be good? Because let's say you have there an analog watch and your forearms are smaller. Of course, a watch wouldn't look as good with smaller forearms because of course you would be accentuating your small forearms. Next is where to dress. Dress what you wear. That was what I'm saying. Dress your watches with your outfits. So there. That's all I have to say about watches and everything. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed laying all my thoughts, and I hope you will all subscribe and like if you did enjoy this, and I'll see what I can make in the future with a proper setup, with a proper editing format and shit and stuff. But I hope you all have a good day, good evening, good night, and I'll see you next time.